let's continue. The tiles where you could access Karnak Castle prior to the explosion are now present as event tiles, so you can walk over these 2 tiles without advancing the danger rate, which means that we need to exercise caution every time we cross this gap of the overworld, because these event tiles could get in the way of the step route. This time, after Karnak Castle explodes, you want to go to the right and avoid them, and then re-enter Karnak. We need to go back to the armory to restock on some rods, to destroy bosses on the Ancient Library. That's our next destination. First, okay, we sell the reward from Liquid Flame, be it the Flame Scroll or the Firebow. It's going to give us just enough cash to make our entire shopping list here, so gotta get rid of that. And first we buy a couple Mithril Knives. This is mostly to aid in item duping. We have to equip items in order to item dupe, and these are easy to access. They also help with a setup after leaving World 1. We want a strong knife, so this help with that. We also want a couple of fire rods for Byblos, he's weak to that element, and then we want 3 ice rods, a couple for Ifrit and 1 more for the adamantite turtle. So if you bought the spare ice rod earlier for backup and you didn't end up using it, then you want to just restock. Just buy up to 3 ice rods and don't get more than that because we don't need it and we're a little tight on cash. So if also you don't have enough money for this, then I'm going to tell you why you can afford to skip and come back here to buy later. But yeah, that's the first part of the shopping list. Now we have a new merchant here up the middle of the store. He appears once Karnak Castle explodes, and he sells new weapons for our new job classes. So first we want a kunai. That's really the only thing we want off of this guy. Kunais are ninja swords. Even though they have the knife sprite, only ninjas can equip this. And this one boosts agility by 1 point, which is going to help manipulate the turn sequence. And next up, we want to enter the magic shop to complete our shopping trip. Go to the wizard on the left. This guy sells white magic, and he sells the life spell for 700 gil. So, if you had to buy an extra ice rod, assuming you use the backup one, and you didn't have enough money because you didn't steal a Mithril Sword on Galura, it's okay. The things you can afford to skip are 1 Ice Rod, 1 Mithril Knife, and the Life Spell, because we are not going to use this right now, they are for later in the speedrun. But it's just nice to have them on inventory, and it saves extra trips through Karnak if you can just buy everything at once. But on the Ancient Library we will perform the item dupe, so we just get mad money and can afford these resources when we come back to Karnak if the 2 upload trigger, so they can wait up to that point. And assuming you skip all of that, then you should have enough money for everything. Okay, now it's time to head towards Karnak. So first off, we want to walk over the event tiles for Karnak Castle this time around, and after crossing this green patch of grass, we want to perform a half step. So half a step to the left or down. And then try to stay as close to the beach as possible, and here we want to half a step next to this beach tile. You can tell you are on the correct tile because of the break the montize. Just try to align yourself with that, and you can half a step to the left or down. The direction doesn't matter, we're going to reach the same tile eventually anyway. So down here, when the beach and the desert start closing in together, you want to do a pause. So wait half a second before calling the menu, and then we have another pause before this green patch of grass. And that's all the encounters to skip. Notice that the danger rate has a spare tile before every pause. That means that you can overshoot 1 tile and you will still be safe. So keep that in mind. We have the Ancient Library, a fairly simple dungeon. Here on the back you can go use this healing pod, which can revive your party members and spare you from using a Phoenix Down or the life spell, something or other. That we just have to explore the depths of the library here. Here you just need to reach certain tiles and then the bookshelves move on their own. Also, this room doesn't advance the danger rate. But just in case, I'm going to show you the way back through this room in case you forgot something or want the healing pod, something or other. But yeah, I am pressing A when reaching the tiles, but you don't need to do that, it's just force of habit. And that's how you can get out of here. Okay, let's continue further down. To the right there is a chest, it contains an Ether, but we're going to dupe them. And make sure to not grab that actually, because it's going to mess up the Ether dupe setup. And here, just grab the stairs. You can walk on the left here, right where the stairs end, and cross the books here for a hidden passage, and then interact with our boy Ifrit. So, assuming you are doing poorly on health, make sure that you can survive one flame cast, be above 25% of your max HP, just to ensure that you can tank that out. But yeah, we're just going to battle Ifrit with the same setup we used for the Sergeant. No need to change anything. So, a couple things with Ifrit. He's going to kill somebody, that's unavoidable, so we have to wait on Faris' turn to see what he does. And oh yeah, these battles on the Ancient Library can also back attack you, so even if you forget to set up Thief for some arcane reason, there is a chance that these guys ambush you, just as a fun fact. So you will want Thief regardless of the fact on these battles. Okay, let's see what he does. If he does Fire too, that means that somebody dies. If he does Flame or you survive his physical attack, I don't recall his script too well actually, but assuming you survive the first round of combat, you can steal from Ifrit. He has a Phoenix Down as a common steal, so that can help your inventory. And here you want to break Ice Rods. I almost broke a Fire Rod. This guy is weak to ice, but he has Source Fire, so using the Fire Rod just murders your Speedrun because you lost the Fire Rod you were going to use for Byblos. And this happens to me more often than I am willing to admit. It's an easy mistake to make if you lose focus, so Ice Rods freeze the guy to death. And during this death dialogue, assuming you didn't have to revive anybody, you would have a spare turn with Galuf and you could perform inventory management here, but he didn't give me a chance. But it's fine, because there is a fair chance that I will be able to complete the inventory management during Byblos. And the inventory management here is shared between the two battles, so if you couldn't do it here, you could do it down on Byblos, and vice versa. But yeah, we need to defeat Ifrit to acquire him as a summon, and then this sets a flag to continue through the dungeon here, because this bookshelf blocks the way unless you have Ifrit on the party, so killing Ifrit is a required part of the run. And then we go to the left, take this passage, and go grab this chest, but you want to grab it from below for extra steps, okay? And grab a Stealth Robe. This is an armor that boosts agility by 1, so in conjunction with the Kunai, it's going to aid with giving us more speed. So here, before going through the gap in the wall, you want to go down to get 4 steps, and then go back up, and you're going to dodge an encounter on the tile. And then just continue through the dungeon. Here, grab a Phoenix Down for some means of reviving people during Byblos. And just keep going forward. Here you want to interact with the bookshelf, press A on this tile so that you can make the bookshelf move out of the way. And here you get a mandatory encounter with a page 32. Just run away, hold R and A before the battle happens, and then you just let go. And here we have a save point. You can save here for safety, the dungeon rate doesn't advance. And just enter this door. So here you want to ensure that you have your entire party up and going. If you don't have Phoenix Downs, you only have the one we just grabbed on the previous room, you need that for the battle. So what you want to do is switch somebody to White Mage, Galuf is preferable, and revive somebody. White Mage, the life spell is fairly expensive, it costs 29 MP to cast, so Lena barely has enough for it, but you have that backup in case you need to revive somebody. But yeah, let's just battle Byblos. It's the same setup, but there is no need to call the menu. I am just ensuring that you don't die on the battle. And we can just finish off this guy. So, the same deal, we just wait for Byblos to attack to see what he does. If he kills somebody, you revive them, but if he doesn't, then we have a chance to do menuing. And also, I am... freaking rods are the bane of my existence. This guy absorbs ice, if I recall correctly. I don't know, but you want to use fire rods because they are going to murder him anyway. And a couple is enough to finish him off. So here you have a chance to do inventory management, because this guy has a Shakespearean dialogue that takes an eternity, and this is an excellent opportunity to fix up your slots here. And he also has this animation where he dissipates into non-existence. Okay, I'm gonna set up the kunai here because I'm supposed to have a potion on that slot, but I don't have any, so just ensuring that I am following the inventory management as closely as I can. In particular, you wanted to have the an empty slot up here so that the Protectonic goes into the first slot, and you have a spare slot for selling later, because we're gonna get rid of this item. Also set the Flame Scroll here. And by the way, Ifrit dropped this Flame Scroll, which is going to help in the backup for the Ether dupe later on. But having killed Byblos, we want to be at 41 total steps.